Stop everything right now and listen. Stop scrolling. Sit down. Breathe. This is not motivation. This is not encouragement. This is recognition and instruction. You did not stumble here by accident. You were summoned. Now hear me clearly. You are not being asked to fight back. Your assignment is to sit down, stay clean, and let truth arrive on time. I have watched every hidden tear, every misunderstood moment, every time you swallowed your side of the story and let your heart ache in silence. I saw the message you wrote and deleted. I counted the times you rehearsed your defense in the shower, in the car, lying awake while your chest burned with the weight of words unspoken. I saw the impulse for revenge rise like a wave, and I was the hand on your shoulder saying, "Not yet, not this way." You don't need revenge. You need restraint. You don't need to gather allies. You need to guard your purity. Your silence is not surrender to lies. It is alignment with my timing. Truth is already moving toward you. Truth is a living thing when I send it. It requires no spin and it borrows no voice. It does not need your help. It needs your holiness. Now hear me again. I am about to let truth speak, not a trickle, not a whisper, a revealing that clears your name and exposes motives, not just facts. I am not interested in winning an argument. I am interested in unveiling intention. When I expose, I do not only show what happened, I show why it happened. I lift the curtain on the stage and the backstage, on the script and the secret rehearsals. I know how badly you want to explain yourself, but explanation right now would cheapen what I am building. If you defend yourself before I move, you will share credit with your flesh and you will share stains with their tactics. If you remain still, I will draw the map, I will gather the receipts, and I will cause the right eyes to see without your prompting. I will arrange the moment where truth walks in without an announcement and sits in the very chair you vacated. Guard your tongue, purify your hands. Do not post in subtext. Do not leak to set the record straight. Do not rehearse indictments with friends who will keep your anger warm. Choose peace like a weapon. Choose stillness like a strategy. Choose restraint like royalty. Let me be the one to speak. As your act of agreement, press like right now as a declaration. I will stay clean. I will stay silent. I will stay seated. Let heaven record your restraint. Let it be written that when provoked, you chose purity. What I say about you defines who you are, not headlines, not gossip, not edited versions told in rooms you built. I say you are steady. I say you are preserved. I say you are mine. Sit down. Stop explaining. Watch me stand up. Truth is on the way, and it knows your name. Now hear me clearly. What hurt you was not random. What they said, what they assumed, what they repeated without asking you, it was not punishment. It was permitted. I allowed misjudgment to brush against your life like sandpaper, not to scar you, but to shape you. Nothing was random. Nothing was punishment. It was training for authority you will carry publicly without being owned by public opinion. I saw the labels they attached to your name and the way your kindness was converted into suspicion. I watched you get scapegoated in rooms you served, edited out of stories you helped build, handed the bill for problems you did not create. I counted the nights you rehearsed a defense you were not allowed to speak, because I would not let your spirit be spent on battles beneath your calling. I guarded your mouth to guard your mantle. I would not allow you to win the short argument and lose the long assignment. Here is why I permitted false narratives. I am detoxing you from approval addiction. I am separating your heart from the need to be understood by everyone so you can be entrusted with influence that is not sustained by applause. I am building in you a center that does not shake when whispers rise. I am training you to answer to heaven before you answer to people. This is not cruelty. This is calibration. I am establishing an internal stability that cannot be negotiated away by trends, tantrums, or temporary storms. You felt the loneliness of silence, the ache of watching a version of you gain circulation while the truth of you sat quiet in your chest. You knew that if you spoke in your own strength, you would complicate what I am clarifying. You chose the pain of purity over the pleasure of payback. Let heaven record it. Your restraint was worship. Your quiet was not cowardice, it was consecration. Now understand the before and the after. Before, they gathered around a rumor. After, they will gather around reality. The same mouths that questioned you will witness clarity. The same eyes that rolled will read receipts they did not ask for, and you will not have to campaign. I will set the table and decide the guest list. I will script the moment and choose the timing. Your part is to remain clean and remain still. Do not reduce vindication to being right. I am after something deeper. Real vindication is trust restored in the right heart, access restored in the right rooms, timing aligned with the right assignment. You are not returning to prove a point. You are advancing to steward a post. I am not giving you back a microphone to relive the argument. I am handing you a key to govern what comes next. Worthiness was never the issue. Readiness was. I used misjudgment to harden your resolve without hardening your heart, to teach you to bless even when bruised, to keep you from becoming a curator of allies instead of a keeper of integrity. Now hear me. If you will keep your hands clean and your mouth guarded, I will bring truth to your doorstep and let it introduce you better than your best self-explanation ever could. So stay in the seat I gave you. Stay answerable to me first. Stay uncontaminated by back and forths that promise relief but strip reward. What they misread prepared you for where I am sending you. Places where popularity cannot sustain you, but purity can. And when the clarity arrives, it will not crown your ego. It will commission your calling. Now, hear me clearly. You did not merely endure a hard season, you completed a cycle. 9 is the number of completion, and I counted each trial as a precise instrument, shaping you to carry vindication without becoming vengeful. Nothing was random. Nothing was punishment. What you survived marked you, matured you, and measured you for what I am entrusting next. The first trial came as rejection, doors shut without explanation, invitations vanished, rooms you helped build acted like they did not know you. You learned to stop begging for entry where I had already withdrawn my peace. You learned to read a closed door as protection, not as proof that you lacked value. Let heaven record it. You did not force what I had finished. The second trial came as misrepresentation. Your words were twisted, your motives misread. You could have corrected the record in a dozen clever ways. Instead, you learned the art of clean silence, wisdom, not weakness. You let your restraint speak louder than rebuttals, and I wrote that lesson on your tongue. The third trial came from proximity. Someone close leaked, mocked, or quietly undermined. You learned discernment without paranoia, boundaries without bitterness. You stopped confusing shared history with shared integrity. You loved them, but you stopped trusting them with what was holy. The fourth trial pressed your finances. Resources tightened. Forecasts looked like famine. Panic knocked loud and called itself responsible. You answered with obedience. You made decisions by peace, not pressure. You learned that provision follows order and that I fund what I author. The fifth trial stripped the crowd. Isolation met you like a chilling wind. Text threads went quiet. Familiar faces faded. You learned to be held by me, not by attendance. You found me in the quiet and discovered that solitude can be a sanctuary, not a sentence. The sixth trial was delayed justice. What they did went unaddressed while you carried consequence. You learn to trust timing more than headlines. You refuse to self-appoint as judge, and you place the case on my docket, where time is not neglect, it is precision. The seventh trial was the temptation to retaliate. You had the chance to expose them first. Screenshots, secrets, stories that would have scorched earth. You chose restraint when revenge offered relief. You kept your hands clean so I could keep your harvest uncontaminated. The eighth trial struck at your identity. They called you what you are not. Labels tried to stick to your spirit. You held to what I named you. You repeated my words over your life until their words lost their weight. Chosen, redeemed, loved, mine. The ninth trial was the last straw moment. Quitting felt holy. Walking away felt like wisdom. But you stayed where I told you to stay, not where your ego felt safest. That endurance sealed your readiness, not because you proved you could hold pain, but because you proved you would hold posture. Hear me. Every single one of these 9 trials was designed with precision to refine you into a steward, not a striker, a governor, not a grudge bearer. You stood in the fire and came out refined. Worthiness was never the issue. Readiness was. And now, with hands unsoiled and a heart unhardened, you stand at the threshold where truth can crown your patience without poisoning your purpose. Now hear me clearly. Your next move is not to explain, it is to abstain. When you rush to defend yourself, you step into a courtroom I never asked you to enter. You accept a summons I did not write. You trade your witness chair for a defendant's bench, and you hand accusation a microphone it did not earn. Over-explaining is quiet agreement with a lie. It gives breath to what I am suffocating. It makes you a suspect in a case I am already prosecuting from a higher bench. Silence right now is not weakness, it is warfare. Your silence is not surrender to lies. It is alignment with the timing of exposure. I am assembling evidence you cannot see. I am opening doors you cannot knock upon without contaminating the moment. If you speak before I say speak, you will share the stain of their strategy. If you stay still when I say still, you will share the shine of my vindication. Understand what I mean by clean silence. It is not passive. It is not fear-based. It is disciplined, prayerful, focused. It closes the mouth and opens the ear. It says less publicly and listens more privately. It tends the assignment I placed in your hands instead of tending the rumor placed on your name. Clean silence is worship with a zipped lip and a guarded heart. It is choosing to host my presence more than hosting debates. Set boundaries now. Stop debating in comment sections. That is not a courtroom, it is a coliseum. Do not turn your DMs into depositions. Do not send voice notes rehearsing closing arguments to friends who feed your fury. Delete the paragraph you keep polishing. Mute the thread that keeps baiting you. Decline the call that wants you to just clear the air when the air is being cleared by my wind, not by your breath. Speak only where I authorize you, to me in prayer, to your journal in honesty, to your covering in wisdom, to your assignment with excellence. Here is the truth. What is coming will not require your performance. It will require your purity. I will not ask you to present exhibits. I will not demand that you play prosecutor. I will cause truth to surface in ways that outpace your story and outshine your strategy. Your job is to stay unspotted, unprovoked, unentangled. Guard your mouth as if it were a vault, and your peace as if it were an heirloom. Let heaven record this moment of consecration. As your covenant type I will stay clean, or say amen aloud where you stand. Not as a slogan, as a seal over your mouth and mind. Practice it daily. Protect it intentionally. When I say speak, your words will be weighty. Until then, your silence is your shield, and your purity is your proof. Now, hear me clearly. Truth has a way of walking into rooms you never entered and saying your name correctly. There is a pattern to exposure. It is not chaos. It is choreography. Contradictions surface. Receipts emerge. Stories collapse under their own weight. The very plot that once held you hostage begins to unwind itself thread by thread, until what was woven in shadows unravels in the light without you touching a single strand. Truth does not need your assistance. It needs your alignment. Here is how it introduces itself. An overheard conversation slips through a half-closed door and lands in the ears of someone who once doubted you. An accidental forward delivers a chain of messages to the very leader who needed the context you were forbidden to provide. A sudden confession arrives not because you pressured it, but because lying became too heavy for them to carry. A policy audit uncovers what gossip hid. A third-party witness steps forward who had nothing to gain and everything to lose, and still they speak. A timeline mismatch exposes what smooth words tried to oil over. One by one, the seams pop. One by one, the masks crack. One by one, I let reality stand up on its own legs and walk the room. Understand the reversal I am orchestrating. The same stage they use to question you becomes the stage that clarifies you. The same microphone that amplified suspicion becomes the microphone of confession. The same thread that hosted your accusation hosts their retraction. The same meeting where they rolled their eyes becomes the meeting where they bow their heads. When I reverse it, I do not just change the verdict, I change the venue. I do not only correct facts, I unveil motives. I am not rearranging chairs, I am replacing the lighting. And under my light, truth does not squint, it shines. This will not be messy because you made it messy. It will be clean because you stayed clean. Your restraint is the reason I can make this public without it splashing back on you. Your quiet is why the revelation can be loud. Your purity is the envelope that keeps the documents dry in the rain. If you had tried to pull the curtain yourself, you would have torn it. Because you waited, I will draw it smooth in front of the right eyes, at the right hour, with the right outcome. So do not stage manage, do not leak, do not nudge, do not try to help the wind blow. Stay aligned, keep your hands open and your mouth governed. I am sending the right conversation at the precise minute, the right email to the one inbox that matters, the right audit on the one ledger that cannot be argued, the right witness whose credibility cannot be questioned. And when it lands, your assignment will be simple. Breathe, bless, and keep building. Let heaven record it. What was hidden will be spoken aloud, and you will not have to raise your voice. Let heaven record it. What was whispered in back rooms will be corrected in boardrooms, and you will not have to point a finger. Let heaven record it. What pretended to be strong will sag under the weight of my timing, and you will remain unspotted. Truth is coming as a guest you did not invite, but I did. Open nothing, force nothing. Align with me, and watch truth introduce you better than you ever could. Now, hear me clearly. The season has shifted. These next 90 days will not look like the last 90. The momentum has changed, even if you cannot prove it yet. The wind has turned in your favor while the waters still look still. Do not measure by appearances. Measure by instruction. I have already started the clock. Let heaven record it. Day 1 of vindication has begun. You will know you have entered the window by the way truth starts sending you mail you did not address. Unexpected messages arrive. An old colleague checks in out of nowhere. A leader asks for context without you campaigning. A quiet apology appears at midnight with the words "I was wrong." A request for a meeting lands on your calendar from a room that once ignored you. Opportunities will stand at your door without you knocking. An invitation to speak, a project opening that matches what I trained you to carry, a recommendation offered by someone who previously stayed neutral. documents surface at the right minute, an email gets forwarded to the only set of eyes that matter. A timeline no longer adds up in your absence, and those who built it begin to question themselves. These are not coincidences, these are confirmations. You will feel it inside before you can name it outside. Peace returns without external changes. The ache to prove yourself goes quiet, like a storm finally breaking. Your appetite shifts. You lose taste for arguments that once tasted like relief. Clarity sharpens regarding who is safe and who is performative. You are not bitter, you are simply no longer blind. Your sleep steadies, your breath deepens. Your prayers feel less like pleading and more like partnering. What used to pull you into chatter now bores you, and what used to intimidate you now looks manageable. That is not numbness. That is alignment. Watch the environment. The ones who doubted you begin to watch you quietly. The loudest voices grow softer or strangely kind. The narrative that once ran smoothly starts to contradict itself. Details don't match. Confidence leaks at the edges. Explanations require more and more words. People you do not expect will ask careful questions. A new humility will visit rooms that once dismissed you. Do not gloat. Do not pounce. Let the questions do their work. Treat signs like mile markers, not monuments. Record them without obsessing over them. Note the date, the time, and a single sentence. Then return to your assignment. Do not build a shrine to your vindication. Do not screenshot confessions for trophies. Practice clean documentation and cleaner hands. Every time a sign appears, say, "Thank you" under your breath and keep building. Truth is introducing itself. You stay introduced to peace. As your act of agreement with divine timing and restraint, type 888 right now, or whisper it where you are. Let heaven record it. I align with your schedule. I refuse the bait. I receive the window. Blessing code 888 is now active over your next 90 days. Alignment, acceleration, and abundant clarity. Guard your pace. Guard your mouth. Guard your purity. These next 90 days will not look like the last 90 because I say so. Recognize the confirmations. Remain steady. I am clearing your name while you keep your heart. Now, hear me clearly. Escalation is a sign, not a setback. As truth rises to the surface, panic rises in those who built their story on sand. Pressure reveals cracks. When the dam is about to break, the water thrashes loudest. Expect the noise. Expect the sudden kindness that feels off. Expect the sharp edge wrapped in soft words. Do not misread the turbulence. It is the final shaking before the unveiling. Here is how they will try to bait you. Angry texts sent at odd hours with loaded questions designed to pull you into typing with heat. Public jabs disguised as clarifications that tag you without naming you, hoping you will jump into a comment war and give them a clip. A reactive post from an anonymous account to force your hand. A one last meeting request that sounds conciliatory but is engineered to corner you without a witness. A quick call that they insist must be just between us, where tone cannot be recorded and words can be twisted. Invitations to clear the air when the air is clearing without you. Pressure couched as urgency. If you don't respond right now, I'll take it as guilt. All of it is a net. The enemy's last move is to dirty your hands so exposure stains you too. Refuse the bait. Now, hear me. Do not meet privately with someone who has already misrepresented you. Your no is holy right now. Insist on transparency. If a conversation is necessary, bring it into the light. Written channels, documented agendas, approved witnesses. If they refuse witnesses, that is your answer. If they avoid written records, that is your confirmation. You are not paranoid. You are being protected. Discernment is not suspicion. It is stewardship of what I am about to place in your hands. Practice the doctrine of clean hands. Keep records not for revenge, but for righteousness. Save the email. Screenshot without sharing. Note the date and the tone. Keep your responses brief, factual, and calm. No sarcasm. No midnight essays. No subtext. No voice notes fueled by adrenaline. If you must answer, say, "Thank you for reaching out." For everyone's clarity, let's keep this in writing. Or, "I will not be meeting privately. I am available in the presence of appropriate witnesses." Keep boundaries. Keep your tone. Do not give them footage for their story. When they poke you publicly, do not perform for their audience. Mute what baits you. Decline what drains you. Delete what tempts you to clap back. You are not running from a fight. You are refusing to fight in the mud. Your peace is evidence. Your stillness is strategy. Your restraint keeps the path clear for truth to walk in without splashing on you. Let heaven record it. You will not be provoked. You will not be trapped. You will not be baited into staining your own vindication. Type 999 where you are, or whisper it as covenant, completion over this cycle, closure over the old patterns, clean hands for the unveiling. Stay steady. Stay seen by me, not by them. The panic is proof. The noise is nearing the end. Keep your hands clean. Keep your mouth governed and watch me finish what I started. Now hear me clearly. When truth breaks in your favor, your assignment shifts. In trials, you survive. In blessings, you steward. Vindication is a blessing with weight. It is not a balloon to wave. It is a key to carry. I did not clear your name so you could run laps around your enemies. I cleared your name so you could move through the door I just unlocked without tripping over your pride. Do not mistake relief for permission. Do not confuse closure with conquest. The work in front of you now requires hands as clean as your reputation. Guard your heart from the small pleasure of "I told you so." Humiliation is not holy. Revenge dressed up as testimony is still revenge. If you gloat, you leak. If you flex, you forfeit. Humility will keep open the very rooms pride would close. Restraint is still required after the reveal. Let your posture preach louder than your posts. Let your consistency say what your captions never should. Here is your practical counsel. Choose statements carefully. When asked for comment, respond with honor and brevity. I'm grateful for the clarity that has emerged. I remain focused on the work and on serving well. Full stop. No add-ons. No victory spikes. Decline interviews that want spectacle. Decline panels that want you to be the pundit of your own pain. Let consistent character be your public response. Show up on time. Deliver excellence. Keep confidences. Bless those who stayed, and refuse to slander those who fell. Your excellence will be your evidence. Your fruit will be your forward. Attention will rise. Opportunities will multiply. Money will begin to move. Steward all three. Attention is a current. Do not let it sweep you into overexposure. Keep Sabbath in view. Keep counsel in earshot. Say no more than you say yes. Vet partnerships by integrity, not by platform size. Read the contract. Ask for time. Refuse urgency that disrespects your process. If they rush you now, they will rule you later. Regarding money, hear me. Money is a tool, not a trophy. Do not celebrate with waste. Build margin. Set aside tax. Fund the systems that keep you excellent when eyes shift away. Operations, accountability, wise advisors. So with discernment. Generosity is not guilt-driven. Pay people on time. Do not expand your lifestyle faster than I expand your assignment. When blessings multiply, so does responsibility. Blessing requires maintenance. Favor requires stewardship. I did not clear your name to inflate your ego. I cleared your name to expand your assignment. This is about governance, not gloating. Governing your voice, your values, your velocity. Keep your prayers steady. Keep your peace guarded. Keep your mouth measured. Celebrate quietly with the ones who kept watch with you. Then pick up the work I placed in your hands and do it with twice the honor and half the noise. Let heaven record it. You will carry your vindication without venom. You will stand in new rooms without a raised chin. You will remember that the same hand that cleared your name holds your future. As covenant, type 333 or whisper it where you are. Stewardship, structure, and strength. I have opened the way. Walk it wisely. Stay humble. Stay holy. Stay commissioned. Now hear me clearly. I am sealing your identity, not with ink that fades, not with opinions that shift, with my word that endures. What I say about you outlives what they said about you. Your name is not up for public debate. Your identity is not a community project. I authored you. I define you. I declare you. Worthiness was never the issue. Readiness was. And now, with your hands clean and your heart guarded, I brand this truth upon your spirit. You are chosen. You are redeemed. You are loved. You are protected. You are mine. I call you established, not experimental. I call you steady, not desperate. I call you whole, not half-built. You are not a fragile rumor. You are a word I have spoken. You are not a headline. You are a heritage. You are not their projection. You are my possession. When I say mine, I mean covered in storms, held in trials, funded in famine, guided in gray spaces. I have set my seal upon you. Let heaven record it. No accusation has permission to rewrite it. Now, let me address the residue. Being misread taught you to scan every room for danger, to craft a defense before hello, to brace for impact when laughter shifts tone. That hypervigilance was a survival skill, but it is no longer your identity. Lay it down. Release the need to explain yourself to every ear that is not assigned to understand you. End the endless rehearsals. Delete the paragraphs you write in your mind at night. Put down the screenshot war you keep fighting in your head. Close the tabs of old threads. Your soul is not a courtroom. Your midnight does not belong to arguments. Breathe now. I silence the auditor in your mind. I quiet the inner lawyer you trained. You do not have to live on trial in rooms I have already vacated. Hear me. Do not go back. Do not go back to overthinking every glance. Do not go back to people-pleasing dressed up as peacemaking. Do not go back to late-night spirals that feel like control, but function like captivity. Do not go back to curating allies, measuring loyalty with likes, or counting who called back. The old patterns are closed for renovation. You are not allowed to move back in. Your identity is not exhausted by management of perception. Your identity is anchored by my pronouncement. I am upgrading your boundaries now. You will begin to speak with authority and set limits without apology. Your no will gain spine. Your yes will be rare and weighty. You will stop explaining healthy boundaries to unhealthy appetites. You will exit conversations when peace is taxed. You will protect what I am building in you, the way a city protects its clean water. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are not hard. You are holy. You are not distant. You are disciplined. You are not defensive. You are defined. Let heaven record your new name. Beloved, entrusted, clean-handed, steady-hearted. Let heaven record your settled truth. What I say about you is final. The label of misfit becomes the mantle of messenger. The word they threw becomes the brick I use to build. I have named you, and I do not rename lightly. Whisper it where you are. I am yours. Type it if you must as a covenant with your own mouth. I agree with what you say. Stand up from the old chair. Step out of the old frame. Carry your sealed identity into the rooms I open, and let your presence preach this one unshakable fact. I said who you are, and I do not take it back. Now hear me clearly. Activation is not noise. It is obedience. I have shown you the design behind your misjudgment, walked you through the 9 trials, trained your restraint, marked your next 90 days with signs, promised exposure without your help, instructed you in stewardship, and sealed your name with mine. The thread is unbroken. Design led to trials. Trials produced restraint. Restraint invited signs. Signs precede exposure. Exposure demands stewardship. Stewardship flows from identity. Now you enact all of it with simple, sustained practice. Your assignment is simple. Stay silent, stay clean, stay connected, and watch what I do. Do not complicate what I have made clear. Do not add theatrics to a holy timeline. Your dignity is your declaration. Your purity is your proof. Your community is your covering. Let heaven record it. You will see what I promised, because you will do what I asked. Here is your daily practice for the next 7 to 30 days. Morning. Guard your mouth before you guard your calendar. Pray before you reply. Ask, is this response necessary, true, kind, and timely? If not, be silent. Noon. Document wisely. Keep brief, factual records. No subtext, no sarcasm, no midnight rants. Evening. Rest on purpose. Turn off the courtroom in your mind. Lay down the imaginary debates. Sleep as warfare. Throughout the day, choose excellence over explanation. Arrive early, deliver clean work. Return calls when you promise. Keep confidences, refuse gossip. Once a week, submit your plans to wise counsel, not to crowds. Tithe your attention to peace. 15 quiet minutes of stillness where you say nothing, and let me steady you. Every day, bless your enemies by not feeding on them. Your refusal to rehearse their names is how you keep yours clean. Now, activate by agreement. Press the light button as your public declaration that you choose silence over spectacle. Type 888 right now. This is your covenant with my timing, the seal of alignment and acceleration over your next 90 days. Type 111 to commit to staying connected. No isolation, no wandering, no secret battles. Type I receive it as your amen, not to hype yourself, but to bind your spirit to what I have spoken. Let heaven record it. Your mouth is governed, your hands are clean, your circle is covered. Connection matters. Stay tethered to those who pray more than they post. Keep a weekly touch point with your inner circle. Share facts, not fury. Updates, not vendettas. Wins, not wounds. If you need deeper instruction for this window, go to the pinned comment when you finish here. I have reserved a next step for those willing to steward favor with discipline. It is not for curiosity, it is for covenant. Join the inner circle of souls who will walk this out in order with accountability, humility, and peace. Hear me and be settled. The truth I am sending is not coming to embarrass you. It is coming to establish you. It will not merely clear your name. It will confirm your assignment. You will not ascend by clapping back. You will ascend by keeping clean. Let heaven record it. The clock is started. The window is open. The path is ordered. Stay silent. Stay clean. Stay connected. And watch what I do. Your next 90 days begin now.